Now it's time to see who has the heart.
If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential, to be the best that you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game, in my book, we're going to be winners.
This is your fight. Now go out there and take it.
What this college needs is a good football team. And you can't have a good football team unless you have good football players. My boy, I think you've got something there, and I'll wait outside until you clean it up.
Welcome to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Come see all your friends at Applebee's in Athens, Highway 72 West, just off I-65. 12 minutes guaranteed or it's free Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 items to choose from. Can't make it for lunch? Visit them for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. or late night. Half-price appetizers with beverage purchase, 6 appetizers to choose from. One of your favorite teams is sure to be playing on the big screen, too. See you tomorrow at Applebee's Neighborhood Grill, Highway 72 Athens, just off I-65. Daily and Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daily and Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daily and Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
Home security is not what it used to be. With Secure Connect and smart home integration features, you can unlock your doors and turn off your alarm from your smart home app. No more hiding a key under a rock. Get Secure Connect and live life connected. Call Ardmore Telephone Company at 800-830-9946 to secure your home today.
When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right.
Second 11 from the 31. 2 receivers right, 3 left. Back to throw. He throws across the middle. Touchdown!
Join us this football season for Limestone County football, streamed right to your computer or mobile device on the Play Action Sports app. You can also hear it on your Amazon Echo by saying, Alexa, open Play Action Sports. Listen for the replay of select games Sunday afternoons on WKAC and download each game from the archives anytime you want. Also available on all major podcast platforms and in the podcast section of the Play Action Sports app. Limestone County football from Play Action Sports.
Hey, this is Dan Clemens, boys basketball coach Francis Telvis, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We're live here from the Athens Applebee's. Alongside my producer extraordinaire, Tim Lambert, I am Tojo J. Vassar, and wishing Tomcat safe travels. He travels down to the Plains today. Is watching Auburn and Cal. And Todd, the talent, the bod, he's on assignment. And hopefully Coach Clint Legg will be joining us here shortly. We got a good show here today. Tim lined us up with a good show. We got, of course, is our SEC media guru, AP Steadham, and I think he's in Auburn today as well with Tom. We have our Rocket City Trash Pandas media relations guy, Logan Bourandas. We're going to have local Elkmont guy. He's a professional wrestler now, Braden Toon. He's going to talk about his benefit show at Clements.
I thought you were going to say Joel Schrenk.
Well, Joel probably could wrestle. And as well, we're going to talk to some of our coaches as well, as Tim just elaborated on. Elkmont High School football coach Joel Schrenk will join us. And Athens High School coach Coach Cody Gross will join us as well. And our special guest is sponsored by Yellowhammer Roofing. It'll be Clayton Trutor. He's the author of many books, and he's got a new book out called Boston Ball. It details of Rick Pitino, Jim Calhoun, Gary Williams, the forgotten cradle of college basketball coaches who we all began in the Boston area. and all three have won national championships at different schools, but they all started out in the Boston area. So that ought to be an interesting read. I'd like to check that out, Tim.
When he had, we had him on a few months ago.
Santa Claus has come to town.
Ho, ho, ho. We had him on a few months ago when the physical book came out, but now it's come out on audiobook.
Yeah.
And so
okay,
he reached out to us and said, "Hey, can I come on?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." So he'll be on and talking about his audiobook.
We'll get this rundown out of the way, and we'll let Coach catch his breath right there. You can look for us on Facebook at Applebee's Tailgate Talk, or on Instagram, X, or at Tailgate Talk AL. Visit us online at tailgatetalk.net to get your scores and archives of past shows. You can also vote on this week's Athlete of the Week poll and enter your nominations for future polls as well. As find the links to our download the PAS Plus app for your Android and iOS devices. Follow the Tailgate Talk podcast on iTunes, Amazon, Pandora, iHeart, and other popular platforms. Hear us on your Alexa device by saying, "Alexa, open PAS Plus." Call or text us during the show, 256-812-1TGT. That's 256-812-1848. Our call-in guests come via the First National Bank hotline, making communities great. And as I said, our special guest segment is sponsored by Yellowhammer Roofing.
Clint sounds like I did when I was going up and down Madison City steps, stadium steps,
those are
3 times.
Steps. Those high steps.
Yeah.
Actually, I was wrestling that package out of my car. By the way, wingman to the wingman. that package belongs to Coach Johnny Johnson of the James Clemens Jets. He got sent to Clements High School.
Oh.
And our front office people go crazy. Who's Johnny Johnson? Who's Johnson? What? Wow. So I go out there and look at that package. They've opened it up. It's something to do with baseball. I said, man, that's Coach Johnson from James Clemens. But we get 1 million phone calls out there at our place going, hey, can I speak with so-and-so? Is this not James Clemens? No, this is Clements. It's a different deal. I wish we had some of the stuff that James Clemens Jets does. So.
People call it Clemens sometimes.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's Southern people do.
That's right. So I told Coach I'd give it to Tim, and he was going to send that. I said, well, man, send that worthless do-nothing sitting up there sleeping Kimbrough over here to get it. He said, I can. I said, no, I'm just joking. I love Coach. But anyway, I said, no, I carried it up there to Tim. And it's not really that heavy. It's just cumbersome. And I was wrestling out there trying to keep my eye on my surroundings where I'm at up here, too.
I thought he was bringing some Clemens swag.
I did, too.
I can if y'all want it.
I got mine last night. So.
Right now it's pretty cheap.
Well, if it's free, it's for me.
The famous Bamazak slogan.
Yeah.
Coach, it was a tough one last night.
We continue to show our immaturity and our lack of experience along the most important part of the football team, which is the offensive line. Our defense, Jay, you were there, Tim, our defense played as good as they've played. They're talking about, man, we didn't line up right. I said, at the end of the day, you give up a touchdown, and those touchdowns are set up by untimely errors, interceptions, crazy penalties, man. But the thing the defense did to keep drives alive for them is we jump off sides, a little discipline by dudes. But once again, man, I'm not making any excuses, and I'll tell you, right now we're not playing good enough up front to beat anybody, but just young kids that's never played varsity level ball. I don't know, man. I tell everybody who listen to me, it's almost like Coach P. Brick has a jamboree for 10 games, trying to show these guys how to play, and then it's our young dudes, man, inexperienced, but sooner or later that'll catch up. But it's just not doing it right now.
And they, like I said, they played hard, especially the last 2 weeks. They playing hard, not giving up, and just those, as we call them, brain farts happen.
Played a lot harder though, Jay, against Ardmore than we have anybody. And a lot of times you got to really watch for teams that's not experienced to come out and play hard 1 week, then get let down because they think, man, I watched them on film, they ain't no good. But they're watching you on film.
Yeah. And
as I used to tell them when I was coaching, man, at the end of the day, because of what we got on our chest, everybody thinks they got a chance.
Yeah.
So until we swap that mentality, until we get a little bit better, but anyway. But like I said, there's some positives that come out of every loss, and we'll get better next week. It's another distraction for everybody. It's homecoming week, and 20 phone calls this morning about, well, what about this, that, and everything else. So here we go.
Well,
so Rogers comes in as
the Pirates,
as the homecoming opponent.
By the way, on Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Well, let's switch it over to producer extraordinaire for
Scores and more.
All righty. Last night, Ardmore stayed undefeated. Got their first region win, too, 28-6 over Priceville. How long has it been since that's happened up at Ardmore? Athens defeated Coleman 24-14. They stayed undefeated, too. Are you telling me since you've been there?
I'm not. It's been a long time.
Okay. Clements, like we said, lost to Colbert Heights 14-8. Started out ahead and then just kind of let that thing get away from them. It was Lauderdale County over Elkmont 49-8. James Clemens. Whew, I told you, Jay, I sweated the whole night, and not only because of going up and down those steps. They came back to win over Bob Jones 34-31, blocked a field goal attempt right there with 5 seconds left. And you're talking about penalties and things like that. They jumped out ahead there in the first half and then had kind of a lapse in the third quarter, and it was all Bob Jones. They came back and went ahead, but at least the Jets, kind of gathered themselves and came out ahead.
Like I was telling you, that last series there for Bob Jones, James Clemens kicks it out of bounds.
Yeah.
Another penalty right there, and that gives them good field positions. And then the defense stood their ground and stopped them there right there at the last when they need them and missed that field goal there.
Yeah. Well, they had 2 blocked field goals or 2 blocked kicks.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the other one was field goal, too. It was earlier in the game. West Morgan defeated West Limestone 29-7. Wildcats came out ahead on
It stayed 7-0 for a while.
Mm-hmm. But that's Scores and More, brought to you by P4 Physical Therapy, delivering world-class outpatient care with a purpose. Visit them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
Any of your inside sources have any news from that West game?
Well, first of all, Coach Davis, I think, did a real good job all week of keeping those guys up, making them mad, and I'm sure he's posting stuff. I'm sure he's saying stuff, which any good coach would do. But they were in them, man. I mean, they were, as you said, Jay, that West scored early, quick in the game, which kind of gets the West crowd into it, and West Morgan wondering what's going on, and they. Sometimes when that happens, when like West Morgan, number 5 in the state, kind of rocks you and you don't ever recover from it. And I'm sure Coach ain't gonna say 29-7 is what he wanted to do, but man, they played real good. Then all of a sudden, they get behind, and you're trying to do stuff that you can't do, and I'm sure that's what happened. But I wasn't there. I mean, I had 2 that were there, and they just said that we played good for a while, then at the end we didn't.
Well, I know Gavin Greenhall told me that West Morgan had a block punt for a scoop and score, and it was an inverted whistle. And
how about that last night, inverted whistle?
Yeah.
We had one of those as well.
Yeah. So
I'm going to tell you why we had the inverted whistle, but I'm not saying it on WKAC, the big 1080. I'll say it when we get off. I'll tell you why in just a second. But yeah, man, I mean, the scores I was looking at on my phone was, it was 42-0 Lauderdale County versus Elkmont over there at half. I mean, Lauderdale County's a machine. Mars Hill in our region too, a machine. They won again last night. Beat they doubled up Colbert County, and Athens goes to Coleman where it's hard to win.
Yeah.
Man, it was hard to win in the 80s at Coleman. I can only imagine now. And proud of what they did down there. Another rough night at Tanner, but we'll say it again. Matt's going through some of the. It's like a parallel running down the track side by side with us and those guys. And you can say Elkmont as well, a bunch of dudes, learning and growing as you go, man, kind of molding them into what you need. And sometimes along the way, the grind of the week is hard, man, because of like at Tanner, like at Clement, some of those guys get mad, don't come to practice or whatever, and got to teach them the right way, man. Hard love, and I know that's what Matt's doing, and I know that's what Coach Pugh and Joel's doing too. So.
And I know they're not in our county, but a good game last night at Austin and Spartan. Austin beat them, I think, by 3. It was tied up at 31 at the time, and I think Austin come down and kicked the field goal and won 34-31. So that was a good ball game as well.
Hey Jay.
34-31.
A big shout out to Reed Blankenship, man. Gave him a pick down there in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
And intercepted Tim's favorite quarterback who later got injured, and hopefully he's okay.
Let me ask you guys this. What about that all the way back? I don't know what the flight time is, but there's no way I let my quarterback go to the doctor in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
No.
And I'm sure they didn't take him to the hospital there. I'm sure they got medical, whatever.
And the talk was the turf that they had down there was terrible, so that may have led to the injury to Jordan Love, his cleat getting stuck in the ground or whatever. So,
but
that, that's what happened to Jeremy Nunley when the Oilers played in Mexico. Yeah. That field was tore all to pieces, and he blew his knee out down there. So,
yeah, I think sometimes we're a little overboard with going global to play the game of football. They'll never play football in Brazil.
That's true.
Come on, man.
Tim,
not that kind of football.
Any special guests coming up and down the road? Do you know?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Working on Laura
Rutledge.
No, not Laura.
We will be here for that.
Lauren
Sisler.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
She's got a book out, and we've been going back and forth. We're just trying to get a good
with weekend. Her football schedule and all that stuff. So
yeah, I was trying to get her on before football season started, and just
hey Jay, don't forget we got wrestling next week.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah,
we got Braden coming on today.
Awesome. We need to get Tim. I'm gonna see if we can get Tim involved down there in something. I want Tim to get out of the crowd.
Let's get ready to rumble.
He could be a good ring announcer.
He sure would.
I did forget a volleyball score here. Calhoun's playing in the Alabama-Mississippi Battle Tournament at Wallace State, and they got 2 wins yesterday over Meridian and Northwest Mississippi, so they're playing a couple more times today.
Good for them.
So that's Coach Freeman, right?
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about 80s. What about that score last night? Elba and
I didn't see that.
Was it what's that school's
McIntosh?
name?
Is that right?
McKinstry or something? Maybe I don't know.
Is that the one who went in 4
McKenzie,
overtimes?
yes, went to 4 overtimes, and McKenzie won 80-78. So
arena football broke.
No, they got to change the rules to high school football overtime. The 10-yard fight was good in the 70s.
Yeah.
They did do it just like
like college.
Yeah, just back it up, man. At least make it interesting.
Well, that was a good first segment. We're going to take us a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080, and the PAS Plus app.
Hear Applebee's Tailgate Talk on your Alexa device by saying, Alexa, open PAS Plus, and hear it in crystal clear quality. Applebee's Tailgate Talk will be right back. P4 Therapy is an outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in northern Alabama and southern Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
From day one, First National Bank has been built on a strong foundation of community first. First to lend a helping hand, first to help with community events and fundraisers, First, to support local students, athletic programs, and civic organizations. First, to support events like United Way, Relay for Life, and many more charitable events. And most importantly, working for our great community. Without you, there'd be no First National Bank. Making communities great together. That's what we strive for.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State Hometown Team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
Right now on a podcast platform near you, The Wingmen.
There's someone on the wing. Something.
Join us live every week this football season as Kirk Pierce, Johnny Johnson, and Brad Kimbrough talk James Clemens Jets sports. The Wingmen.
We're winging it, Jerry.
On your favorite platform via the PAS Plus app on your Alexa device by saying Open PAS Plus and online at jcwingmen.net.
Hey, this is Calhoun women's basketball coach Candace Burke-Benson, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
I'm all about that action. 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 I said I'm all about that action.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. And joining us now on the First National Bank hotline, making communities great, is our SEC media guru guy. I'm going to start calling him Gulliver because he makes a lot of world travels. Mr. and he's also going to be babysitting our buddy there, Tomcat, down there in Auburn today, Mr. AP Steadham. Good morning, AP. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, good morning. Good morning. So glad to be at Applebee's Tailgate Talk, WKEC 1080 AM, Athens, Alabama.
I hope Tom wore his running shoes today.
Yeah. If he's going to keep up with AP, he better run.
How are y'all this morning?
Man, we're doing great. First off, just cap off your trip to Las Vegas. What a ball game, man! I hate John Emery got hurt. What a loss for the LSU program. But just recap your trip and the game as well.
Yeah, LSU's got some talent. They've got to corral that undisciplined behavior. I mean, Brian Kelly. I figure how many times you have to tell everybody that we're trying to win the game. We're not trying to give the other team yardage on the kickoff with the celebration penalties, taking the helmet off to celebrate, and all these other things. So their defense played much better. They tackled pretty well, and USC's defense did the same. Miller Moss was good for USC, and they have tall receivers. LSU's got some people who can catch the ball. We know they have the tight end Mason Taylor. So LSU, they've got to clean their act up. They had the game, but when a tight ball game, you can't make those critical mistakes, giving up yards and things like that. And then the defense, they drove the ball on them in that last quarter and scored the winning touchdown in the last minute. So, but LSU will have plenty of chances to play against some good football teams, as we know, in the Southeastern Conference.
And what helped on that last drive was that targeting call too. That's
targeting call right there on the sideline. I was right there on the sideline when it happened. I saw it right in front of me.
Just stupid stuff like that will kill you, man.
Well, I proposed the rule. I drilled during practice because it's critical. They're not getting the message. So you've got the change. I said, have the quarterback line up, put 50 players on one side of the field, 50 players on the other, make them all score a touchdown. Number one, you hand the ball to the official. Number two, part of the drill, you go hug a teammate. Number three, part of the drill, you head to the sideline and do any dance your mama taught you.
There you go.
AP, I'm going to say this, though. I mean, I think there's a couple of programs that's got a lot of trouble right now, and the coaches that coach them has got a lot of trouble. I think LSU has it, but it's not as bad as I watch Clemson and I watch Florida, and I think those two programs, those guys, AP, they got trouble. I hope – I don't want to see anybody get fired in the middle of the year, but, man, it could happen to both of those guys,
Well, right now they're stealing money.
Yeah.
Those coaches, right?
Yes, sir.
Clemson, you have some better receivers. Hopefully this turnaround, this time around, and You score 3 points and you give up 34. So where were you coaching? What did you do all summer? I mean, you weren't prepared for this game. I can tell you that. I mean, Georgia's good, no question, but you should be able to compete with them. Your neighboring states, you recruit the same type of players 70 miles apart. They play each other 50, 60 times. It's not like they're unaware of the talent level or the schemes or anything of that nature. And then Florida, how could you be in the state of Florida? Everybody's looking for players in Florida, California, Texas. How could you not have a good team in those states if you're the major university for all three of those states?
And
Florida State, too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
I ain't thought about it.
Florida State, too,
that.
right.
I mean,
How could 2 or 3 of them be bad?
I know.
Right now.
But, AP, here's the difference, guys. Florida State's issue is not Mike Norvell. Florida State's issue is the quarterback.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to play with
and
us.
Clemson, too.
That's
Cade
right.
Klubnik's got to get his act together, too.
Yeah, no, I was never a big Cade Klubnik fan, nothing against him personally, but I have to see it to believe it, and I haven't seen it yet.
AP, but here's the deal. You and I and Tim and Jay grew up in an era in the 70s when our dads drove a truck that didn't have air conditioning in it. However, in the 80s, air conditioning was prevalent in all cars, so we started using it. Now I use air conditioner. My truck don't crank without the air conditioner on. In the same way with that transfer portal. Why don't you use it? Why don't you use it?
It's legal.
I don't know. Yeah, in other words, you don't make the rules. You follow the rules.
Yeah.
You abide by the rules. The idea that, well, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, that's great. That's great. When you got a big buyout, I guess you can say all those things. But you're trying to survive and win every game, and it's tight, and you're going against your rival and competitive teams in your league, non-conference. You have to use any means necessary to, and you owe it to your team, and you owe it to the fans, and you owe it to the people who are paying you.
Yeah. And you owe it to the boosters that's donating that NIL money for your program.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely.
I mean, I love our kids at our high school, but somebody says, I want to come down there and move down there and play for you guys, and he's a monster. Hey, come on. Bring your brothers and sisters. Hey,
it's all legal.
Yeah, but AP, I'm telling you, and we can segue in this, couple of those transfers sure helped Alabama last week. LT Overton played a good game, and a couple of those other guys that we bought in out of the portal.
Keon Sapp.
What a historical good day he had, man.
Yeah. Why not? It's really professional football now at this level because they don't have a salary cap. They don't even have one at this point. And you can acquire players and talent, junior college, transfer portal, freshmen. There's many ways. It's up to you as the head coach and your general manager to figure out how to evaluate talent, and then we acquire talent. I mean, Nick Saban said something about paying the players. That's been since day one. I've said that thousands of times. Who should get the scholarship? We know that Texas selects players. Yeah. Obviously, they haven't selected very well because they only have 2 championships in about 40 years, 50 years. True. Okay? You got 1,000 high schools. What are you doing over there?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Yeah.
Alabama shouldn't have all these championships. No way. But they do. Why? Because leadership at the top.
That's
know how to do the R&D, recruit and develop, and evaluate talent.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay? That's simple. This idea about it's no different. So you got a lot of money. Big deal. Texas had money for 100 years. When did they have resources? Texas A&M. They all got money. What are they doing with it? Nothing.
And talking about transfer portal, I just heard it this morning on game day. Stephen Baker, I think, is the 4th. He was with California last year. He's on Auburn's team today against his former teammates. How wild is that?
Was his dad played for the New York Giants or maybe Fresno State? Is that his dad?
I don't know.
Look that up.
We'll have to get our crack research staff over here to look that up for us.
I think the only way Cal has a chance if they go get Marshawn Lynch and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. That Jaden Ott is a good running back, though. He's a good running back.
He is.
I saw him play last year. He's very good. But Auburn at home has the better talent, wide receiver now that will improve the play of their tight end, Rivaldo Fairweather. They won't be all double teaming him. So I think Auburn, they should win this game at home. It was tied last year, 14-10. A lot of those defensive players from California, I heard return, but Auburn's much better at offense. They only threw for Was it under 100 yards last year in that ball game?
All I know is it started at midnight here last year. Oh, my God.
Well, AP, we appreciate you joining us, buddy. Keep Tom out of trouble down there, please, and y'all be safe, and we'll talk to you next week.
We'll do our best. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you next week. That is
bye-bye now.
AP Steadham joining us live from Auburn, and we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080 WKAC and the PAS Plus app.
AP Steadham, Heisman Trophy voter, Maxwell Award voter, and Biletnikoff Award voter can be heard weekly on the AP and Kelly As We See It podcast on Anchor and Spotify. He can also be found on Facebook and Twitter. We'll be back with more Applebee's Tailgate Talk after this. If your place on the water needs some attention, call BP Riverworks. Boathouses, docks, seawalls, and repairs. Call Baron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks. Licensed and insured 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
Come see all your friends at Applebee's in Athens, Highway 72 West, just off I-65. 12 minutes guaranteed or it's free Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 items to choose from. Can't make it for lunch? Visit them for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. or late night. Half-price appetizers with beverage purchase, 6 appetizers to choose from. One of your favorite teams is sure to be playing on the big screen, too. See you tomorrow at Applebee's Neighborhood Grill, Highway 72 Athens, just off I-65.
Takes a snap. He's going to fake the pitch. He's at the 20, the 10. He's going to get a cover. Touchdown, James Clemens!
Be listening for James Clemens High School football this season as the Jets take on the best in Class 7A competition. You can hear every featured game streamed live online at PASnetwork.net on your Amazon Echo device by saying, Alexa, open PAS Plus, or on your PAS Plus app, and later on demand. You can also hear the replays Sunday afternoons on WKAC Radio. Join us for exciting coverage of James Clemens Jets football this season from Play Action Sports.
Hey, this is Jim Bunch, former offensive tackle for the Crimson Tide, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. And joining us now on the First National Bank Hotline, making communities great, is the coach of the Athens Golden Eagles, Coach Cody Gross. Coach, congratulations, man. It's hard to win down there at Coleman, but you found a way to do it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. I was really proud of our team. It was a team win for sure. And you're right. Anytime you go to Coleman, come away with a win, that's a good deal.
And it was like closer for a bit, and then y'all got a hand on it and took off with it in the second half.
Yeah, it was 10-0 at the half. Had a great drive to start the game, and then I screwed us up and made a stupid call on the goal line, and it cost us. We didn't score. And defense kind of bowed up again. Shut them out in the first half, and then came out. We took the lead 17-0. They came in, and then they scored there in the third to make it 17-7. And then we took the ball the second play. We got the ball the second play of the fourth quarter and held it for 9 minutes and punched it in.
Wow.
So made it, pushed that to 24-7. And then they scored a little over a minute left to cut it 24-14. We recovered an onside kick, got a first down, and was able to kneel it out. So, really, really proud of how our team played last night.
Coach, I've been watching you become famous ESPN guy now under Friday Night Lights, whatever it is. But, Coach, I'm really impressed, man, with how you guys are playing defense right now. And I know, you give up 6 versus Mae Jemison. And I know this 7 versus Buckhorn. When everybody says 42-7, what I want to know is when did that 7 come? We're late in the game. If it is, y'all know what you're trying to do. You're trying to let some dudes get some experience out there. But, man, you're playing really good on the defensive side of the ball, which makes it easier for you to go ahead and make a mistake or two on the offensive side play calling. Right, Coach?
Well, that's true. Yeah, May Jemison scored with about a minute left in the game. We were close to having a shutout there, and then Buckhorn hit a deep ball in the first quarter. And other than that, we created 6 turnovers against Buckhorn. And, I think we had 3 against May Jemison. And then last night, again, tossing a shutout there in the first half. And then, they hit a screen and did a great job. They're a really good screen team. And they hit a screen, got the guy in space, and he was able to score. But, yeah, when the defense is playing that well, it certainly helps you. And, we try to play complementary football. Like I said, we're up 17-7, get the ball in the fourth quarter, and we kind of take the air out of it. And, effectively ended the game right there, even though they did score to cut it to 10. But the other thing is, I think our special teams are playing really, really well. We're perfect on extra points this year. I think that makes us 12 of 12. Kicked field goal last night, the only one we've attempted this year. So Connor Johnston's doing a good job for us there. Cam Carden's our snapper. And then our punt team was phenomenal last night. We had 2 punts downed inside the 1.
Wow.
One was a 55-yarder, one was a 52-yarder, and both of them downed inside the 1. So, and then, we were able to, they didn't punt well. A lot of theirs were kind of shanked and gave us good field position. We were able to fair catch one on the 40. Had a great kickoff return. Our kickoff team did a good job. So, across the board, playing pretty good.
Right. Coach, next week it looks like as Jay said, you got a bye week. Tell me what's your plans. What's the plans for next week, bye week? How you going to handle that one?
Actually working on that as y'all called.
Awesome.
I've kind of had it in my mind, and you kind of handle it different every week. But, we've got a couple of guys that are really banged up, and hopefully we can get them back in 2 weeks. But, we've got to improve. We're a young football team. We've got some very, very experienced seniors, but we got a whole lot of guys that hadn't played a lot of ball. So, I think we're going to be able to continue to improve. But this next week's going to be really big on, like I said, trying to get healed up, but staying sharp. There'll be some best on best work, just trying to get better at what we do. And then also a lot of individual time to clean up some mistakes that we're making, some technique stuff. One thing I want to do is let them sleep a little bit. We've been going at 6 a.m. on Mondays and Tuesdays, when it's 6:30 on Wednesday, 6:30 on Thursday. So I'm going to let them sleep in a little bit this week, try to get a little rest.
And, Coach, I know Walker's one of you guys that's injured, right? Did he have a hamstring or something? How's he doing?
Well, they played the first half last night, and then aggravated it.
Oh, wow.
So didn't finish the game. But Elijah Stevens is a junior who started the first 2 games and came back in there in the second half for Walker, and is doing a phenomenal job. And what this is doing is building a little bit of depth for us. And that's you don't like it to happen that way, but this is a sport where it is next man up. You gotta have somebody ready to go.
Yeah, Coach, looking on to the next game, Jasper. Do you play those guys in Jasper, or is it at Athens?
No, it's in Athens. It's in Athens, so we'll have back-to-back home games after this open week.
That's awesome, and playing down there at Jasper would be a different deal because you and I both know David Reeves would probably have those referees pretty much bought off down there at Jasper. Knowing that guy.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
I'll tell you what, it's tough going on the road.
Yes, sir.
Say that.
Hey, but as I look down the schedule, man, it's Jasper, Hazel Green, and then I like the way you guys got to get better in a hurry because it's back-to-back monsters here coming up pretty soon. Golly, Coach. But, hey, you got to get to there, man. You got a good chance to be good when you get there. That's what matters. And, man, you're doing a great job. and playing a little team football. And golly, you can't. What else would you want to be 3-0, man?
Well, you're right, and still not even close to playing as good as we can. So that's a good thing because better teams are coming. Like you said, I mean, Jasper's 3-0.
Yeah.
They play Coleman this week, and then they'll roll in here ready to go, and then we got homecoming with Hazel Green and Muscle Shoals and Hartselle on the road. So we've got a
just the way you drew it up, Cody. Just the way you drew it up, man. Let's go on the road and play those two.
Well, I drew it out of the hat, and when I drew it out of the hat, it has us going to Coleman, Muscle Shoals, and Hartselle back-to-back years.
Wow.
And that's tough, and I look at like Brogan and Gibson Kunis and Walker Harrison, that Spencer Dolan, they all played some as freshmen. And all of those guys are making 3 trips to Coleman, Muscle Shoals, and Hartselle. In their career one time at home.
Now, here's what I loved, Coach, the other night watching Beyond the Lights. You young guys catching touchdowns and making them picks. And what was that you said to Newbie? I said, you said, I saw what you did or something.
Yeah, so why you make it look so hard?
Yeah.
He caught that one about 3 times. But James Newby's a really good 10th grader and got a really high ceiling. He's a phenomenal athlete. Of course, his dad wasn't a bad player either. Yeah. So, but he's a tough kid, good kid, and doing a really good job for us. Here's 10th grade. And Aiden Lovell was the other one. Aiden Lovell had a huge night at Buckhorn, and then last night I don't think he caught a ball. So that's kind of how we are, though. And he was as happy last night after the game as he was the night before he caught those passes. This is a bunch of guys that I really love coaching this group. It's and Coach, you know what I'm talking about. There's some of those groups that are just a whole lot of fun to coach, and it has to do with them, the way they approach the game, the way they approach practice, the way they love their teammates. This bunch loves, I really truly believe they love each other and they love football. And, man, that's a fun group to be around.
It's awesome when you got kids that do that, man. I wish we had kids like, when I'm older than you, Coach, but how about back in the days when we go to everybody's house and watch football all day on Saturday? They don't, most of our kids, they don't go, man, I didn't watch. Did you watch that game? No, I didn't watch it. Man, we'll go watch some football, learn a little bit of something, man,
Well, that's true. A lot of them don't. I tell you what, I think gets a lot of them watching it though now is fantasy football.
Yeah.
They'll watch NFL, for that. Or I don't know if they watch it. They probably just keep up with their stats. But I heard them talking about it on the bus coming back last night about their fantasy teams. But hopefully they're parked and hopefully they're going to be on the couch parked in front of that TV watching Texas and Michigan coming up and
yes, sir.
Some other good games today, I'm sure. But yeah, you're right. I think they need to watch more. I think the thing is, what I found about kids today is they don't play enough as kids. Go out and play. I think schematically, they understand the scheme more than we did years ago, and I think it's because of those dead young video games.
Mm-hmm.
But what a lot of them don't understand is the nuances of the game and just a feel for the game. It's kind of savvy because they don't play in the backyard as much.
Yeah,
that's exactly
that's true.
Right. Exactly right.
Go ahead, Tino. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say before we let you go, here's another kid for you to talk about. Last night on the WKC Sports Stream, the player of the game was Xavier Edwards.
Yeah, Xavier's really coming on. He had a couple of touchdowns against Buckhorn. I think he had 2 last night. But he's starting to figure out how to run the ball in our scheme. We're of course, we run both zone and gap schemes. Last night was a big gap scheme night, and when you run a lot of gap scheme, the back's got to make sure he's a downhill guy and got to trust that it's going to be there. And sometimes it ain't going to be there, and he's got to get behind his pads and go. A lot of guys like to bounce that thing early, and if you bounce it early, it usually doesn't happen for you. It's one of those things in Little League it'll work, and in middle school it'll work, and sometimes in freshman ball it'll work, but it ain't working on Friday night. So you guys got to stay in there, and he's starting to get that. He's running, I think, very, with a physical nature. And the other was DeMarcus Malone. Malone had 19 carries for 88 yards last night, and folks were bouncing off him. He He runs so hard. Just really, really proud of our running backs. And then another one had a big night last night for us in Demion Tyus. He had did a really good job catching the ball out of the backfield and had a big 4th and 8 conversion late in the game when it was 17-7 on that long drive. Had a 4th and 8, and they were playing 2-man, and we hit him on a little shoot route. And then the guy had him kind of dead to rights, and he kind of juked him out of his shoes and got the first down. So really proud of the weekend Demion had.
Man, Coach, like I said, man, when you get it, I always kind of figured X would be okay, but when he learned how to do it your way, which is always got to be and going to be the right way, or you can sit over and watch us. So I figured that when he learned and figured all that out, he's going to be a good one for you, but it just takes some time, man. You got to break a horse and got to ride him a little bit to get him where you want him. And, man, hey, you're in a good spot right now, Coach, and proud of what you're doing. A lot of good things going on up there, man.
Well, I appreciate it. And I appreciate you saying that. We've got 4 good running backs. Actually, we got 5 good running backs, and a couple of them are really young, but, and one of them was banged up this week, so he didn't play. But I mean, we've got some guys that we can roll in there, and that's good. And they all have a little bit of a different skill set, which is good also, but there's a lot of competition there, but the competition's it's a healthy competition. They're for each other.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, Coach, with the open week, I guess me and Coach Legacy out walking sometime this weekend.
Yeah, I'm walking right now, as a matter of fact.
That's awesome. It's awesome.
But I gotta get back to lifting. I've stopped lifting, and be honest with you, I feel like crap. So I figure this open week would be a good time to get back to lifting and get sore during the open week, and then maybe I can get back in a routine. But, yeah, you'll probably see me walking.
It's awesome.
All right, Coach, we appreciate you joining us. Have a safe off week, and we'll good luck against Jasper in a couple of weeks, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. I always enjoy talking with y'all.
Yes, sir. Coach Cody Gross of the Athens Golden Eagles. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080, WKAC, and the PAS Plus app.
If you have a question, comment, or idea for Tailgate Talk, you can email it to tailgatetalk@hotmail.com. Remember, you can always call or text us during the show at 256-812-1848. We'll be right back with more of Applebee's Tailgate Talk on 1080 WKAC. While others have come and gone, the Lion's Den Gym has been roaring as a workout and exercise fixture in Athens, growing from its humble basement beginnings in 1981 to their current 10,000 square foot location at 212 Commercial Drive in Athens. The Lion's Den offers 24/7 access to their ever-expanding equipment collection that includes treadmills and climbers, elliptical trainers, stationary bikes, loose weights and dumbbells, and over 45 different weight machines. Contact the Lion's Den Gym about a membership today at 256-652-2627. Visit them online at lionsdengym.com or on Facebook. The Lions Den Gym, 256-652-2627. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right.
For screen printing, sign printing, banners, logo design, and more, look no further than That Shirt Printing Place. Located at 709 North Jefferson Street in Athens. Call 256-444-1827. That Shirt Printing Place. Visit them online at thatshirtprintingplacellc.com. Look for them on Facebook too. That Shirt Printing Place. 256-444-1927. That Shirt Printing Place.
PASnetwork.net. It's now your gateway to the Play Action Sports Network. Whether it's Play Action Sports coverage of school, youth, and amateur sports from Athens and Limestone County, or Calhoun basketball, James Clemens Sports, and Applebee's Tailgate Talk via PAS Plus. PASnetwork.net. Follow the links to download apps to hear live streams and podcasts, enable Alexa skills, or listen live on your computer. Covering Athens and Limestone County area sports, PASnetwork.net.
This is Shelby Davis, head football coach at West Limestone High School, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Let me give you some trash talk.
Hey, you want to talk some trash?
Trash?
Oh, I love trash.
Trash.
Trash. Won't pick it up. Take them like away. Trash. Girl, why not take out the trash?
You don't know how to trash talk, do you?
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We're live here at the Applebee's on the corner of 72 and I-65. Come down and join us here this afternoon for lunch and watch some football if you can find it. I don't know if they got direct TV here, so you might not get to watch many games, but join us here on the First National Bank Hotline, making communities great, is our media relations guy for the Rocket City Trash Pandas, Logan Bourandas. Logan, how you doing this morning, brother?
I'm doing good. Getting ready to watch a little Penn State football before some work, and yeah, we're about ready to go.
And you was on the call last night for the Westminster game. How would that go last night?
Westminster looked very good. They won 40-10 on the road. That was at Discovery Middle School. So they're 3-0. It's been fun working with them alongside this.
So we're 2 games left in the season, tonight and tomorrow, and
two home games.
2 home games. That's right. Yes. And so what can we expect these last 2 home games? The Shuckers have been giving it to us. I'm telling you.
They have, but we've been fighting. We've been making these games pretty close. We've won 2 this week. They've won 3. But you can expect really big crowds, some of the biggest crowds we've had all year. I mean, people want to get their Trash Panda baseball sticks in before the end of the season. We're expecting over 7,000 tonight for Huntsville Stars night, so we're very excited for that. Then we got Fan Appreciation Night tomorrow. So should be 2 great games to close out the home schedule before they go to Chattanooga for another series.
And just folks that don't know, do you have any update on Christian Moore? I know he hurt his knee. How bad is it? Do you know?
Yeah, the Angels had to post something out about that where I'm trying to get the official thing up. It was a couple days ago. He was evaluated in Birmingham. It was a left meniscus injury. What they're trying to do, the Angels, is they're trying to get him back this season. He's still on our active roster right now, so I don't think, if I had to guess, I don't think he'd play this week. If anything, maybe in Chattanooga, but he's still on the dugout during games. He's still in Rocket City, but that was the update that came out 2 days ago.
Okay. So the final week is in Chattanooga, correct?
Yes.
So officially, you're still with the team until the end of the season. Then you do a couple more football games and you go home, or do you hang out here in Huntsville? What's the plan?
Yeah, I mean that's the plan for this month. I still got to do the game notes and recaps for this last week in Chattanooga. My lease here expires October 1st, so I'll do all the Westminster games until then. Then I'll head home and we'll plan out the future during that time.
So what has your experience been like in the city of Madison or Huntsville and Alabama this summer?
It's been phenomenal. I mean, I didn't know what to expect, having never been in the state of Alabama before this year, and everything about it's been great. The people have been amazing to talk to. The fans at Rocket City have been phenomenal. The people I've worked with have made it super easy for me to transition. Players and coaches have made things easy in terms of dealing with media requests, stuff like that from the outside of the organization. So really, in terms of a first minor league gig to have in my professional career, this has been a great starting point.
Now, I love, like we talked earlier in earlier shows, I love seeing you up there working with Josh and calling a little bit of game. You did pretty good, man. You may have a future in that. You may have a future in that.
And I've said ever since the start of the year, he didn't have to do that. That was something that wasn't promised. That was something that was earned. He didn't have to give it to me. I appreciate the opportunity to do that, and it's been a joy. It's been really fun to call some of those moments.
So, according to your email that came out yesterday, it looks like you've had a roster move here.
You did. Ivan Armstrong going to AAA, so we're very excited for him to do that.
And I noticed with Mississippi moving to Columbus, they have a new name. It's the
They do.
What, Columbus is Clinkstones or something like that?
I think it's the Clinkstones, yeah.
What is a Clinkstone?
I'm still trying to figure that out myself.
It looked like a peach, but I couldn't figure out what a Clinkstone is.
Yeah, I found out our clubby had sent me, like, hey, did you see the new Columbus name? This is while I was calling Westminster. So I looked into it a little bit, and it was like, I was kind of surprised that that's what they went with.
So now the Braves have all their teams are in the state of Georgia, which helps them with roster moves big time.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I guess, their goal from the start. I don't want to, like, speak for the Braves. I mean, it's definitely more of an advantage than us being with L.A. We ain't complaining.
Yeah, Clinkstone is a peach.
Huh.
So,
okay.
According to Google.
And I know that.
Yeah, I mean, Mississippi's in a playoff race right now, too. We're trying to help them out, but the Shuckers keep winning. So they're Biloxi's holding on to a playoff spot, but it's not by much over the Braves.
So who we got as the pitching matchup tonight?
Today, we have Chase Chaney going for us today.
Okay.
So checking who they have. They have Adam Seminaris, who hasn't pitched in the series yet, but in that suspended game, he was the starting pitcher, and he was taken out before that resumed, but he got the loss in that game, even though he didn't throw on Tuesday. So that'll be the pitching matchup. Chaney is actually trying to go for Dana's innings pitched record in the season. He's 11 innings away. He'll probably have another start next week.
Hey, Caden pitched great. Was it last Sunday? He pitched great for the Angels. Do you know,
he was fantastic.
Do you know when his next start is? Is it today or tomorrow?
It's definitely this weekend. So it'll be in Texas. It'll be where he pitched in the Futures game, which is great for him. It'll be tomorrow. And then Alda Gary got a win yesterday, his first career win.
Yeah. So, what was it Tuesday? We had you put in your notes 16-inning game. I guess that was both the suspended game and the actual game itself.
So that suspended game was 2 outs, top of the first, where we resumed it. Played the full 9, and then we played 7 afterwards.
Long day at the ballpark, wasn't it?
Very long day.
Well, Logan, buddy, we appreciate you joining us. We're going to try to get out there and see you this weekend. I know the last 2 home games, I know you said it's a sellout, but we're trying to sell it out, and we've had fun this summer, and we'll talk to you one more time this week, and you be safe and have a great weekend.
Appreciate it, guys. Not sold out just yet. Still a few more tickets out there for those looking to come to a game.
All right, man. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good.
That's Logan Bourandas joining us here on the First National Bank Hotline, making communities great. We're going to take a quick break. You listen to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080 and the PAS Plus app.
Look for Tailgate Talk on Facebook. Just search for Tailgate Talk and make the connection. Call or text us with your comments during the show at 256-812-1848. We'll be back with more Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC.
Home security is not what it used to be. With Secure Connect and smart home integration features, you can unlock your doors and turn off your alarm from your smart home app. No more hiding a key under a rock. Get Secure Connect and live life connected. Call Ardmore Telephone Company at 800-830-9946 to secure your home today.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
Keep up with local school, travel, youth, and amateur sports throughout the week with the Play Action Sports Update. Listen weekday mornings at 7:30 and weekday afternoons at 1:30 and 3:30 as we bring you the latest scores, news, and announcements from Limestone County and surrounding communities. That's the Play Action Sports Update 3 times a day, Monday through Friday on 1080 WKAC.
Hi, this is Dan Loria, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We're at the top of the hour. We're live here at Applebee's at the corner of 72 and I-65 in Athens, Alabama. And joining us now on the First National the special guest hotline brought to you by Yellow Hammer Roofing is Clayton Trutor. He's author of many books, and his latest book was the Boston.
Oh, no problem. It's called Boston Ball.
Yeah.
Boston Ball.
Yeah, that's
Rick
it. Yeah.
Pitino, Jim Calhoun, Gary Williams, and Cradle.
I lost my notes there. What a great story, man, about 3 great national championship coaches. It started all that right there in Boston.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a surprising tale. I only learned about it because I was living in Boston, and I go to a lot of college games. Doesn't matter who it is, as long as there's 10 guys.
And that's where we are around here.
Bouncing a ball, I'll show up. And I noticed when I went to games at Boston College that Gary Williams' name. I'm totally the same way. Gary Williams' name was up at BC, Rick Pitino's at BU, and Jim Calhoun's at Northeastern. And it struck me that nobody's ever written about this before. And it's kind of surprising having 3 coaches of that caliber all coming out of the same place at the same time. So I figured I would do my best to tell the story. And I interviewed over 100 people for the book, people who played for them. I interviewed Calhoun. I interviewed Gary Williams, many media members. And hopefully I told the story in great detail.
And I'm anxious to read it. It sounds like a great book, and with those great coaches, and some of them. Well, I reckon Rick Pitino is still coaching. I don't know about Coach Williams or Coach Calhoun. I think they retired. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, Gary Williams works for the University of Maryland as a fundraiser. Calhoun for a couple years coached at a small Catholic college, a Division III school in Connecticut. I guess he had some family connection to it called University of St. Joseph, and they were like a Division III power out of the box. I mean, a lot of guys who may not have been D1 caliber players were very excited to go play, D3 type players go play for Calhoun, and they got to the national tournament a couple of times. So he certainly kept his foot in coaching, even though at a much lower level.
Now, speaking of basketball in Boston, did you ever get to go to the Garden before he tore it down?
Oh, many times. I tended to go on like a Tuesday night when they were playing, the Nuggets or something before they were really good. I mean, the weekend games are all really expensive. I tended to sit in the upper deck for kind of, weeknight regular season games. I'd go 3 or 4 times a year, and it's a fantastic place to see a game. I don't think it has all the ghosts of the original Garden, which closed down in the mid-'90s, but it's still a great place to see a game. Honestly, the Bruins probably have more passionate fans, I would say, though I lived there. I go see the Bruins from time to time as well, but the Boston Garden's a great place to see a game.
I just think Boston's one of the great, Jay and Tim and Clay, one of the great sports towns. They support them, man. The Red Sox, the New England Patriots, Boston College, as you know, had a great night the other night. And every time you watch those guys, there's always a crowd there at those games. And what a great place to live if you're a sports fanatic. You can go somewhere, whatever season it is, Jay, you can go to a game somewhere, man?
Yeah.
I mean, the other night with BC, that was quite the surprise against FSU. I figured after losing to Georgia Tech over in Ireland, FSU was going to come out guns a-blazing and just destroy BC. But BC's offensive line in particular was really impressive.
Yes,
I think they really manhandled FSU. Considering the talent level on the FSU team, it just shocks me that they're really out of the ACC race already. I mean, I don't know how they plan to compete in the SEC if they're losing to Boston College and Georgia Tech, but we'll see.
Now, do you go to the BC basketball games a lot? Do you go to them regularly?
I did. I live in Vermont now. I teach at a small military college called Norwich, so I don't get down there as much as I did. But when I lived in Boston, I was a season ticket holder for basketball.
Oh, you teach at Norwich.
And it was a really down period of time for them basketball-wise. They were right at the bottom of the ACC. I mean, you had Norwich people on before?
Well, no, what I was going to say is we've had some of the hockey players that we've got here in Huntsville have played there at Norwich.
Oh, really? Yeah, Norwich is a Division III hockey power. They're in the tournament every year, and they get a great crowd at their games. Yeah, it's a neat place to teach. It's sort of like a smaller version of like VMI or Citadel, that type of a school, but a lot colder up here in Vermont. Certainly.
Now, you're the Boston Ball. It's made it to audiobook now, right?
Yes, it's available on Audible.com, Google Play, various other whatever. I don't know what the Apple version of that is, but it's apparently available there too. Yeah, you can get it in a wide range of venues. And I myself, I've been an audiobook guy for like 10 years. Like I've subscribed to Audible. You get one book a month, and for years it's been what I do when I commute. I just have a book. If I'm not listening to sports talk, I'll just have a book on. Very frequently a sports book, and you can really work through a lot of books quickly doing that. If you got, I've got like a 30-40 minute commute every day each way, so I can crank a book out every 2 weeks or so doing that.
Oh yeah, I just started listening to a Stephen King book here the other day.
I'd be scared to drive.
Now, are you?
I would too.
Are you
football and basketball mostly for my book?
Are you who does the audio on it? Who's the person?
His name is Barry Abrams. I wasn't previously familiar with him, but I looked him up, and he's done like 200 different sports books. When this book got the opportunity to become an audio book, they gave me 3 choices of potential readers. They gave me some clips of them, and Barry was perfect. I mean, it just, I'm sure I've heard some of his books before. He just has a very like authoritative kind of voice, talking about basketball. He also has kind of like a New York / Boston type accent, so it really goes well with the book as well. It sounds like he's almost like a character in the book when he reads it. So he's great.
So do they just like read the hard copy straight out of the book and that to the audio? Is that how it works? Or you have like a transcript they go by?
I believe so. Yeah, I think they just sit there. I think they have the book. Is my understanding. I mean, it takes a few days. At first, I was like, oh, I want to read the audio book, but then I thought, first of all, if you want to read it yourself, they charge you. I was okay with somebody else doing it if I didn't have to contribute anything towards it. And secondly, I realized this guy's a pro. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I hear myself reading a book to my niece, and I realize I'm not that good of a reader out loud. So I'd much rather have
someone with a radio voice,
pro do it. And he was great.
Wonder what they pay to do it.
Absolutely. You guys can read my next audiobook.
There you go. Wonder what they pay to do
it.
That's
a good question. I have no idea.
What are any of your?
No, that's I think full-time job.
Are your other books on audiobook too?
No, it's the first one I've had. I think this has been my best-selling book so far, I gather. And I think it takes some books, if you're Stephen King, it's going to go on audiobook immediately. But if you're a not very well-known writer like myself, I think the book had to kind of prove itself a little bit, and it sold pretty well for a bit. So I think it did well enough early on that they were willing to make a bet on the book that they could make their money back on doing an audiobook. I guess my previous books haven't done quite as well.
Any new books in the near future?
I'm starting to plan out a book. I hope I'm going to write a history of the NHL since Gary Bettman took over. I'm still kind of in the planning stages for it, so it'll be a couple of years. Need to find a publisher as well, but working on that and some other book ideas. I write a lot of stories for different publications. I actually had a story about Pat Sullivan, the Auburn Heisman winner, that was published recently. I write for a website called Next Avenue, which is part of PBS Public Television. It's a website aimed at older adults, and it was about Pat Sullivan, not only his career but also his battle with cancer later in life. And at UAB, there's a head and neck cancer center that he helps raise money to found, and the story of Pat Sullivan and his family. I encourage people to check it out at nextavenue.org.
And his son, Pat Jr., he comes on our show some and talks about his dad and stuff, so we'll have to check that out.
I interviewed him and his sister for the story. They were incredibly helpful and have been incredibly gracious as I've written the story. They're just wonderful people.
It's funny, a guy from Vermont's writing about a guy from Auburn.
Well, college football has always been my favorite sport. My dad wasn't really into sports, and my mom just loved college football. Like every single weekend from the time I was 5 years old, it was my mom, it was me, and it was Keith Jackson. I mean, that was basically my childhood. So even though we didn't have a team around here, I always liked Alabama. Alabama was always my team growing up. We watched them every week. We watched Notre Dame. We watched teams out west. We just watched a ton of college football. So college football's been my favorite sport since I was a little kid, even though there's no college football teams around here.
Yeah. Oh, Nelly.
Yeah. I mean, so Patriots fan, Celtics fan, Red Sox fan?
I like all the Boston teams except for the Patriots. My mom was a Jets fan too, because of course she liked Alabama, so she liked
Todd,
Joe Namath. So she became a Jets fan, so I became a Jets fan.
There you go.
Oh, Richard Todd too. Yeah, I mean, plenty of Bama guys have ended up with
good guys.
Yeah, certainly.
Well, Clayton, we appreciate you joining us.
Steve Milner wasn't quite as good.
That's true. Yeah, we forgot about it. But we appreciate you joining us, man. Good luck with this, and good luck with your endeavors, and try to get you back on. We have you talk about the NHL.
That sounds great. Thank you guys so much for having me on, and roll tide.
Thanks, sir. Roll tide to you. That was Clayton Trutor joining us here on the Yellowhammer Special Guest Hotline. We're going to take a quick break. You'll listen to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080, WKAC, and the PAS Plus app.
You can help Limestone County student-athletes by donating to the Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship. Send it in care of Garth Garris, 13833 Pinnacle Drive, Athens, Alabama, 35613, or make it in person at First State Bank of the South at 1319 Highway 72 East in Athens. We'll be back with Tailgate Talk after this.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
P4 Therapy is an outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in northern Alabama and southern Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com. Now that you've got that new place on the water, BP Riverworks can finish the picture with a boathouse, dock, or seawall. Call Barron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks. Licensed and insured, 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097. Now on a platform near you, the only year-round weekly podcast covering the Huntsville Havoc, the Wreakin' Havoc Podcast. News, interviews, and more. Dropping every Thursday, we'll just reek of the Huntsville Havoc. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and listen, follow, and subscribe on your favorite platform via the PAS Plus app and online at wreakinhavoc.com.
Hey, this is Clemens High School head coach Brick Pugh. You're listening to Tailgate Talk.
Welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We're live here in the Applebee's in Athens, corner of 72 and 65. And I just had a thought, if Tim can hear me, we could have called Tom. Since we got a little break, see how he's doing down on the plains.
Tom's probably driving, eating pudding. Knowing Tom. Oh, God.
What kind of pudding?
I bet Tom's a chocolate pudding guy. So is he by himself?
I think so.
Really?
I think Debbie well, Mississippi State's in Arizona tonight, so Debbie won't be in Starkville.
I didn't get her a pass, so, you know.
Wonder what he's eating today.
Oh, no, man.
If you're listening, Tom, call us.
He said he was listening, said it was sounding good.
Yeah.
So I don't know where he was when he was listening.
So tell me this deal's going on with DirecTV.
He said call him. He said call him.
What's going on with DirecTV?
Okay.
They say it's Disney. Disney says it's them. But
it's always the other guy.
Yeah, Disney's wanting to add extra streaming. They want to do more streaming than actually, live stuff with DirecTV, and they don't want that. So I signed up for 3 weeks of YouTube TV, and I may keep that and ditch DirecTV because I'm paying too much for that right now.
But did they not do it like we got done like that last year with Charter right before the game started? Come on, man.
The rumor is now that they're going to have it fixed by Monday because of Monday Night Football, because there's so many people that watch ESPN through DirecTV. They're going to miss out on all them ratings.
I think we got Tom on the phone here.
Are you there, Tom?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Up? Man, I'm on Wire Road, or as they call it down here, War Road. Driving to the stadium, headed to press party.
Eating pudding, Tom?
Say what?
Got some pudding?
No, I got sausage balls.
Even better.
Even better.
Even better.
Yeah, Debbie didn't go to state this morning, man. She made me up a batch of sausage balls last night and baked them this morning. I've been eating literally high on the hog all the way down.
Yeah, I think the dogs they're out in Arizona tonight. So Garen's probably home, right?
Yeah, he's home. He does have one spirit band that he goes to. He'll go to Neyland Stadium this year.
Oh,
for the first time.
Awesome.
With those boys. Yeah, that'll be a hoot.
Is Mama going with him?
No, she won't. You won't find her in Doctor. No, I'm just playing. She goes to the home games. That's good enough. That's good enough for her and Randall and Garen. They all.
So Tom, that. Auburn kickoffs, is it 2:30, 3:30? What time do they kick off today?
Kickoff is at 2:30. It'll be on ESPN2. But I listened to you guys talk to AP. Jaden Ott he come off the game last week injured. I don't know if it's one of those little injuries that we need you for Auburn kind of injury or what. But we'll see. We'll see about that. Look, the big difference this year between Auburn and Cal last year, of course, the time, but the coordinators, man. DJ Durkin is not what we had last year. Hugh Freeze is not what we had last year. The defense and offense has vastly improved. So I think we'll see a different team than we saw out in Cal last year.
I don't see too many of the good guys struggling today at all with who they're playing.
I don't either.
I don't. Man, Georgia's got a real tough one as Tennessee Tech comes to town.
Oh, God.
All
the way from Cookville. All the way from Cookville, Tennessee.
That's right. But I tell you who does. It's going to be a game, guys, with North Carolina State and Tennessee at North Carolina State.
Well, in Charlotte.
Well,
yeah.
Home of Ric Flair.
I don't know. Western Carolina played them pretty tough. And
it's not Tennessee, Jay.
Well.
Hey, I'm just telling you, man, they're going to get after him. I'm not saying they're going to win because I think Tennessee's really good, especially offensively. But I think that's it. I mean, I don't think Auburn struggles at all.
No.
That environment today, people know they'll be out. I think it's a different Alabama team too, is the one we took to South Florida last year.
Yeah.
So I think everybody has a good day today.
You like Texas too, Tom? To beat Michigan?
Over Michigan, yes, I do. Michigan's not the same as they were last year. I think you got new coaches, and I don't know. Michigan just doesn't seem to have that same, I don't know, certain I don't know what kind of thing. But Texas wants to prove who they are and where they're going and what they got to do this year. Texas seems to have a little chip on their shoulder right now.
Awesome, man. I tell you what else too, Tom. I'm real proud. One of your old guys run out of town by me and you both know who, starting now for the Denver Broncos.
Hey, I love it, man.
I thought it's great, good for him. But I tell you,
good.
Me and you talked about this yesterday one day on my way to school, and talked about how I don't think he would ever grown as he's grown and would have had this opportunity if he hadn't done what he did. And man, he's still an Auburn kid. His dad's always going to be an Auburn guy, and best of luck to him.
And his little brother's preferred walk-on at Clemson, so good for the whole. They're into all of them are a football family, but yeah, good for Bo. I remember Debbie's family talking about, because they know him personally. Garen and Caleb played travel baseball together, and when Bo threw that pass to win the Oregon game when he was a true freshman. Caleb looked at his dad. He said, "Do you realize how our lives are going to be changing now?" I mean, that come from a high school kid talking to his dad. And he's correct, because you look now at Bo, and he's not only is he starting quarterback, he's named team captain for the Denver Broncos
as a rookie. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So good for them. Good for the family.
Well, now you did the Tanner game last night. That's a score I neglected to give earlier in the show, but. Rattlers are struggling this year.
Rattlers they don't have much depth. And I talked to Coach. I sent him a text message before the game, maybe what his injury report is. And he said He's lost the quarterback. He's lost the running back. He lost the offensive lineman and a defensive lineman, and that was before the game. He said, we're plugging another youngin in, or we're plugging somebody else in, and we're getting younger as we play. So I didn't see many injuries last night, but they are young. They are young. They're the ones that are trying. I tell you what, I'm going to give a shout-out to one of the guys who I give his kid Athlete of the Week last night. But he came in. He come in the show last week. Wasn't Patterson? It was Tyrone.
Douglas.
Tyrone Douglas.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second. Now that kid, he recovered 2 onside kicks, made some big tackles, and a matter of fact, he got the Athlete of the Week because you see him and him and Cole, the center. By the way, the center quarterback snap exchange was much improved last night. They're 8th graders, man. They're cotton picking 8th graders. But here's another one. It's a shout out to Cameron Case. He is the grandson of she was Paula Black in high school. She's now Paula Carter. Daphne is his mother. Cameron Case comes in and he's a Spitfire. Good, hard-running kid. He comes in, and he's a 9th grader, maybe. I think he transferred in from Clements as well. But the boys playing good, and they're just young. You can't compete. Winston County brought in their varsity team was 12th graders and 11th graders. They were mature young men. 1 10th grader, maybe was a kicker, but the rest of them were they're old and they're mature and. You've got to have the age and the physical ability to stay in varsity football. Coach Smith's going to be okay. He's like Coach Legg said earlier. They're doing things the right way. You just got to. It's going to require patience.
Young kids still make young mistakes. When you've never been on the varsity level, it's not like playing middle school football. And to say, like we're the same way, those kids should be playing middle school. No, they shouldn't. They're good enough to be playing varsity. They should be playing varsity. They shouldn't be playing middle school football. And like you said, man, it's going to come. I mean, they've got to buy in. They got to, and it's, when a kid just comes out for football, it's hard for somebody to buy in. Especially as they get older. What I mean by buying in is they're not used to the grind and they're getting beat up and hurting and the soreness that comes along with football because no other sport makes you that sore.
Yep, and, you're exactly right.
And they're pushing hard and some of them are like with us, some of them are accepting it. Some of them are. It's still a fist fight, man. We're fighting and trying to get it going and. Trying to fight we want to be mediocre. We don't want to, and just got to keep fighting through that. But that's an issue that we have. That's an issue that Tanner has, and I'm sure Joel's got the same issue going on up there at Elkmont.
Right.
Well, buddy, we got to go. We got to take a quick break, but we appreciate you calling in, talking to us. Have a safe trip down there and back home. Good luck tonight.
Appreciate you.
Hey, don't eat too much and keep AP company.
Get on that field, Tom. Walk out with him. Walk out with him again so we can see you on TV.
Yeah, we want that TikTok video again.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to do it. War Eagle, boys.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir. See ya.
All right, buddy. That's old Tomcat down there on the plains. We're going to take a quick break. You listen to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080, WKAC, and the PAS Plus app.
You can help Limestone County student athletes by donating to the Bama Zach Memorial Scholarship. Send it in care of Garth Garris, 13833 Pinnacle Drive, Athens, Alabama, 35613, or make it in person at First State Bank of the South at 1319 Highway 72 East in Athens. We'll be back with Tailgate Talk after this.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
From day one, First National Bank has been built on a strong foundation of community first. First to lend a helping hand, first to help with community events and fundraisers, first to support local students, athletic programs, and civic organizations, first to support events like United Way, Relay for Life, and many more charitable events, and most importantly, working for our great community. Without you, there'd be no First National Bank. Making communities great together, that's what we strive for.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
For screen printing, sign printing, banners, logo design, and more, look no further than That Shirt Printing Place. Located at 709 North Jefferson Street in Athens. Call 256-444-1827. That Shirt Printing Place. Visit them online at thatshirtprintingplacellc.com. Look for them on Facebook too. That Shirt Printing Place. 256-444-1927. That Shirt Printing Place.
Second 11 from the 31. Two receivers right, three left. Back to throw. He throws across the middle. Touchdown!
Join us this football season for Limestone County football, streamed right to your computer or mobile device on the Play Action Sports app. You can also hear it on your Amazon Echo by saying, Alexa, open Play Action Sports. Listen for the replay of select games Sunday afternoons on WKAC and download each game from the archives anytime you want. Also available on all major podcast platforms and in the podcast section of the Play Action Sports app. Limestone County football from Play Action Sports.
Hey guys, this is Max Howell. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And welcome back to Applebee's here in the corner of 72 and I-65. I want to drive 75 sometime. But anyway, and joining us in-house today is the Elkmont football coach, Coach Joel Schrenk. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man.
Tough one last night.
Yeah, Lauderdale County's pretty good, and we had several out with injuries. So the good thing is we got to play a lot of young guys, and we didn't get anybody hurt.
That's a good thing.
Yes, it is.
I don't mind saying this, man. Our region in football is extremely tough. And I'll say it, and I'll say I said it. I mean, Lauderdale County's has got themselves in a situation where I think both of us would like our programs. Those kids play hard. The community's out there supporting them, and they're getting kids steadily coming into play. And not only that, but our region also boasts another team that gets who they want in Mars Hill. And as long as we draw the bad cards in that region, it's going to be a struggle for both programs to catch up because, you know, the Mars Hill Panthers will always have an advantage on all of us, and they get to pick where they want to be. So there's where it is. Now I said that. Now I don't. I mean, that's the truth. But like I said, you know, Coach is doing a good job. We want to talk more about what he's doing, what's going on up there. It's just hey man, it's called patience, and you know, I told Brick, and Joel knows the same thing, man. You knew what was ahead of you. You knew what you're going to have to do. You didn't really think, like I'm talking to you like I'm talking to Brick. You think you'll come in there the first year and go 10-0 and beat everybody. You got to build it.
That's right. And we built it before, so it's a process. We know that. And, you know, we're playing a bunch of young ones, which is good, and that's how you build.
Totally agree. So last night, in that, you know, something good always comes out of that, and you said that, you know, that nobody got hurt. What else? I mean, what else? You thought you did pretty good last night?
I think we found a wide receiver in a freshman, Braden Amick. Really, really good night. We didn't have any drops from the wide receiver core last night, which is the first game we haven't had that, and that was good. Defensively, there were times we looked really good, and then there were times we were just not good at all. We're not great tacklers. Sometimes we lack a little courage. Sometimes those corners see a big running back and they'll make a business decision. And we got to learn to just stick our head in there and get the guy on the ground.
That's right.
So that's that's a point of emphasis for us. We got to continue to work at being better tacklers and being where we're supposed to be, doing what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, man. Like I said, so do you play Colbert Heights this week, right,
We do.
Joel?
Got Colbert Heights.
At home?
No, we go there.
They're the homecoming opponent.
Are we?
Colbert Heights, yeah.
It's good.
Yeah,
Good.
good.
On the
radio this morning.
Motivation.
That's what you want to be.
That's good to know.
It's always the toughest week, man. We could play Creekside Elementary, and it's going to be a tough week because it's homecoming week. I'm not throwing shade on Creekside. I'm just saying play young kids or whoever.
What's tougher, homecoming week or fall break week?
I'm going to go homecoming week.
At homecoming week, you should at least have them all at practice and fall break. Some of them's going to bail on you.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. So next week, Jordan, who do you guys play in middle school? Monday, Tuesday, whenever we play.
Monday night we have Lindsay Lane.
That's good.
Lindsay Lane.
Man, that's good. You play on JV or just
no,
middle school?
we're just middle school.
I got to ask that question of the day, but we're the same, man. Our numbers say this: if we play a JV game, and because our dudes that are playing is our JV team.
That's right.
If one guy gets hurt at Clements, we don't get to play on Fridays. And I'd rather play on Friday nights and get your experience as opposed to a JV game on Monday.
I think next year for us it'll come. We'll be able to probably have a JV next year. We have a big 8th grade class. Mm-hmm. We have a really talented 9th grade class. I looked out there last night one time. I think there was 2 juniors, 2 sophomores, and the rest were freshmen.
Right. Yeah, I think we're the same way. And in our last year, we built everything we do on one dude. Now, that dude was a good one. I'm not saying he's a bad one. We built everything we did. And when you do stuff like that, you may win, but you're not doing nothing to help kids that don't really have any experience.
You got to develop players.
That's
I mean,
right.
if you look at what Saban did and what Georgia does, and then you look at what the good. Look at Lauderdale County. I mean, yeah, they get a few kids to move in, but they develop their kids, man. They have grown up in both of those systems. They have grown up in the weight room. When they walk the field pregame, y'all, my kids don't look like them yet.
Yeah.
A couple more years of consistency and being in the weight room and doing things the right way, that can change. And that's just what it takes, man. It just takes time and consistency to build it. And, we haven't had that at Elkmont. But I feel with our administration and the staff that Mr. Adderholt was able to help me hire, I feel like we're on that track, and we will get it going.
Man, people don't understand, Joel. It's really about, I want good varsity guys, but, man, my middle school guys has got to know, because now we're so many dudes, man, that don't know what you're talking about in the 11th and 12th grade because there's no background. There's no consistency. There's a different coach here every year. There's a different, I got to win. I want to win, so I'm worried about just the varsity. I'm not worried about that, and it's you're losing when you're doing it like that.
So what we've done, and, it may not be the best way, but it's worked for me in the past. So all of our middle school kids, they wear a different colored jersey, number one. Middle school wears white, varsity wears red. A red guy knows you're not to ever, ever, ever hit a white guy. And if you do, you're going to answer to me, and that ain't going to be good. So we practice all of our individual stuff, all of our small, linebacker group, running back group, quarter. They all practice with varsity reps. So I'm coaching the middle school quarterbacks. Our defense coordinator's coaching the middle school safeties. I mean, we're all coaching those guys. And then what we've been doing is when it's time to go O-team, the defense coordinator is going down and working with the middle school on defense. And when it's D-team, I've been going and working with them. So they're getting the same talk. They're getting the same words. So we think that'll help us develop those young kids. And then the biggest thing for us is, we got to get those kids in the weight room. And, 90% of our kids play multiple sports, so there's not going to be a ton of time for our middle schoolers. Now, our varsity kids, they lift during the day. We have lifting during the day now, so that's a good thing. So the middle school kids are the ones that are falling through the cracks in the weight room, but we'll get them. We'll get them there.
You know, it's got to be a deal too, Joel, where you can't get frustrated. I mean, you know, I hate to say this to sound soft, but wins for you and Coach Pugh and Matt at Tanner is preparing to be wins on the scoreboard.
That's right. That's right.
That's what you got. The way you got to take it, man.
You got to find a positive, you know, in everything for everybody. And you know, this ain't my first rodeo. I think this is year 18 as a head coach, and you know, there's been some years we had a lot of success, and there's been some years we just weren't very good. But you got to keep coaching. You got to keep working. You got to keep loving on them kids. And it's the family atmosphere that'll bring them back. If you go 0-10 and everybody's miserable, you're going to lose a lot of kids. But if you can go 2-8 and make it fun for the kids, make them love coming to the field house, you'll grow.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to grow next year. I've had 10 kids since school started. Coach, I wish I'd played. I said, well, I'll tell you what, November 1st or whenever we get done, you can play, brother.
Yeah.
You know, we'll get you signed up. We'll get you in that weight room, and we'll get you on the whiteboard. And when May gets here, you'll be right on speed.
Yeah.
Same, man. I mean, they didn't know. They didn't know what you were about,
That's
Joel,
right.
and they're used to the past, and then they figured out. But when you figured out, oh, man, after school started, after you got no choice. Unless Derrick Henry ask you that in the hall, you can't let him do that. You know?
A move-in's different. A move-in that didn't have opportunity this summer. We've let them play, but the kids that was there, they had their opportunity, and we'll welcome them with open arms as soon as the season's over.
Now, how's your kid with the broke leg? How's he doing?
He's doing well. Surgery was successful. He had a bunch wrong in there, man. He's got like 7 or 8 screws, and but he's doing well. I think Wednesday he was supposed to get his staples out, so he may be back to school this week.
Okay,
be good for him. We're starting to heal up a little bit. We had a bunch of starters out last night, so we're hopeful to get everybody back this week.
And people don't understand too, when you don't have a lot of numbers, your backup is really anywhere else the third string guy.
Well, it was I was talking to Coach Mason from Lauderdale before the game, and he said, Coach, you know, I got 10 players that aren't playing that played in that Lexington film. And I said, well, Coach, 10 out of your 70 doesn't hurt you as bad as 5 out of my 25 does.
Yeah.
You know, right. and he did a good job. He played his young ones when he could. And, you know, my kicker was one of the kids that does 100 jobs for us, and he wasn't in last night. So we had the onside kick because I really didn't have a kicker.
Oh, wow.
And so, you know, he's starting to put his young guys in. We scored there late in the first half, and we tried an onside kick, and it wasn't because I was trying to be a jerk. I don't have another – I mean, I didn't have one.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you might as well try to turn it into an advantage if you can. And all that did was make him mad, put his starters back in. But I've been there and done that. So,
all right. I tell you what, here's what's making me mad at Clemens, Joel, is like we were getting beat. I forgot where we were. Yeah, we were getting beat the other night. When the game is when the game is 20-something, 20 to nothing, it's over in the fourth quarter. We return one out to midfield. Call a block in the back on the kick return. Man, just let it play. The game is 2 minutes left in the game. It's 20 to nothing. We don't have a 20-point play on our sideline. And to make things worse is the signature on that check going to the officials says Clint leg. That's what makes me so mad, man. But anyway, I mean, we're making our own mistakes. I'm not trying to say they had anything to do with it. They didn't. It was young mistakes, you know, inexperience, and you know they're buying into something new, man. And 100%, I know you're going to do a great job, man. I was excited to see you get back home. I was excited to see you get back. I mean, I've told people this. I've known you since 1988, Joel. How about that?
I think it might have been before that.
Could have been. But, yeah, I mean, I know you're going to do a good job. They're blessed to have you, and you're a blessing, and you're going to be a blessing up there to all those kids, not just the football kids at Elkmont High School, man.
We're excited to be part of the community. This Wednesday, we'll move into our house. So we've been in a rental house, and this Wednesday we'll move in, and we'll be about 2 minutes from the field house. It's going to be really nice.
Oh, man, it don't get no better.
So y'all still doing the eats? We all do the eats on Sundays, is that right? Or
We eat on Tuesday nights.
Tuesday nights, that's
Tuesday
right.
nights. Yeah, this Tuesday night's ribeye sandwiches.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joel does that so he can eat a ribeye.
You ain't lying.
That is awesome.
You'll like this, Clint Legg. LC Gill's going to move us on Wednesday.
Is he really?
Oh, wow.
Don and LC, man, they kindergarten playground partners.
LC's got somebody doing the work. He might drive that truck up there.
I agree, because he moved me from Woodland up here, and that's exactly what it was.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
LC in the truck.
That's right, baby. He's good at it, man.
He's really good at it. Maybe since it's moving in, maybe the principal up there at Elkmont, old Graham Matter, hold a foot the bill for everybody to get a steak go steak sandwich this week and big ribeyes or porterhouses next week.
Well, I don't know
why he don't. He makes the money. Trust me to do that.
We ain't got no parking out ball game, so you know how the general fund took a hit. So.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
We get so much support at Elkmont from our fans, from our faculty, from our administration. It's just a really cool little place.
And Joel, what else is cool about Elkmont is that with those improvements they've done out there on that field, the new they're not new anymore, but the new bleachers, the new field house on the other end, that's not what I had when I even coached against them, because I'd always tell our guys at Ardmore, we're not dressing over there. We're going to dress here and right over there, because it was
that little bitty
the size of this little space right here. He knows. I mean, it's probably still up there. But golly, now if you can just get something like us, get us a field house, need some new improvements there, we'll be all right. Be rolling.
Okay. Well, Joel, brother, we appreciate you joining us.
Yes, sir.
Good luck this week coming up.
Glad to do it. Thank you.
Get them guys healthy and get you a win.
That's
again.
it. Let's go.
Absolutely.
That's Coach Joel Schrenk joining us here live here at Applebee's. We're going to take a quick break. You listen to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on the Big 1080 WKC and the PAS Plus app.
While others have come and gone, the Lion's Den Gym has been roaring as a workout and exercise fixture in Athens, growing from its humble basement beginnings in 1981 to their current 10,000 square foot location at 212 Commercial Drive in Athens. The Lion's Den offers 24/7 access to their ever-expanding equipment collection that includes treadmills and climbers, elliptical trainers, stationary bikes, loose weights and dumbbells, and over 45 different weight machines. Contact the Lion's Den Gym about a membership today at 256-652-2627. Visit them online at lionsdengym.com or on Facebook. The Lions Den Gym, 256-652-2627. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. If your place on the water needs some attention, call BP Riverworks. Boathouses, docks, seawalls, and repairs. Call Baron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks. Licensed and insured, 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097.
Right now on a podcast platform near you, The Wingmen.
There's someone on the way. Something.
Join us live every week this football season as Kirk Pierce, Johnny Johnson, and Brad Kimbrough talk James Clemens Jets sports. The Wingmen.
We're winging it, Jerry.
On your favorite platform via the PAS Plus app on your Alexa device by saying Open PAS Plus and online at jcwingmen.net.
Hey, this is Will Johnson, head football coach at East Limestone, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
And welcome back to Applebee's here in Athens. And join us now on the First National Bank Hotline, making communities great, is the head football coach of the Ardmore Tigers, Jonathan Snider. Coach, big win last night down at Priceville.
Yes, sir. It was a big win for our kids, for our program. Nice to get started, 1-0 in the region.
and the team that, they got beat by Brewer last week, and me and Greg, we're, talking last week before, 2 weeks ago before that game, we thought, Price will give them a game, but Brewer must have picked up some kids or something because, they blew them off the field there.
Well, they Brewer beat them the same score that we did, so I don't know what that means, but we both won 28-6, and it was a big win for our program. I mean, that's the thing. Like our kids, they don't, nobody ever calls about them. Nobody ever talks about them. That's fine. We don't care. We just fly under the radar, and I guess surprise people that things are right now. We're 3-0, and that's exactly how we like it.
Coach, what did you do last night that that you were really proud of as far as offensively? What were y'all able to do against Priceville that really made you know that it was going to be a good night for you?
Well, we were able to run the football, and as you well know, that's sort of what we have to do at Ardmore in order to be successful. We can't sling it around 30, 35 times a game and win a football game. And Priceville knew we were going to run it, and we were able to run it with 8, 9, 10 men in the box. We had some negative plays, and we had some turnover on downs and areas where we didn't get first downs or didn't punch it in. But I felt like against what they were giving us, we were still able to rush the football for over 200 yards with our 2 sophomore tailbacks. I think they may have been mentioned as being seniors, but they're sophomore tailbacks, and our offensive line did a great job of handling. They were getting cut all night long. They didn't get frustrated. We just kept pushing. And so I was really proud offensively of things that we were able to adjust and be able to still run the football regardless of the numbers that were in the box.
And obviously, Coach, you're playing good defensively. I mean, you've given them 6 points in a couple of weeks, and you guys are doing a good job over there. I know you and Coach are doing a great job as coaching team defense. And were you pleased with those guys last night? I know you were.
Man, I was. We played fast. We played well. We tackled well. We got them in situations where we could take advantage of our speed a little bit. And I know that's not something that's said a lot at Ardmore, but we have a little bit of team speed on defense. And in the secondary, I think we had 8 pass breakups. We had 4 interceptions and a fumble recovery last night. So, we played really, really well defensively. Played very good complementary football with our offense and vice versa. So. It was a really, really good team win last night.
Good deal. Coach, who you got? Who's next?
Undefeated Fairview Aggies come to Cooper Field Friday night.
Man, and trust me, and I know you know this, Coach, now that it's 3-0, they'll be there at 5 o'clock at Ardmore.
I know. It's gonna be a crazy atmosphere, man.
And it beats the heck out of playing Fairview at Fairview.
And, we had to go down there last year. It was rough.
Golly. Yeah. Not a good way to get there.
That program, that program, man, over the last 5 or 6 years, man, you talking about a run of success. And, gosh, man, those kids play hard. They're fast. They're physical. Coach Redding does an unbelievable job. We definitely have our work cut out for us. But, like you said, I'm glad they're coming to Cooper Field Friday night. And we don't have to go there. I think our kids are excited about the challenge and, have a good week of practice, see what happens, man.
When it comes down to it, and you've been a defensive guy, when you can run the football, work the clock, and let it be 7-0, whichever way you want it to be first quarter, instead of trying to throw that thing around and letting it be 21-0 the other way. You mean what you're wanting against a team like those guys is I want it to be 14-7, 14-0.
Yeah.
Then you got a heck of a chance, man. And the way you guys are running it right now, Coach Snider, you got a chance, man.
Yeah.
And those guys, it ain't just those guys running it hard. Those linemen you got are daggum getting after it. So if they keep that up, you got I think y'all got better than a heck of a chance,
Yeah, we had a couple of turnovers that we got to take care of. Our ball security last night was not great as we were getting a little bit tired. But now I don't know how many carries our 2 running backs had, but I bet they had 20 apiece. Just because it was one of those games where we got a lead, defense was playing well, Coach Wells was like, look, we ain't going to lose it. Defense is playing good enough to where we can just, choke the clock down a little bit, get some first downs, and then, be able to put the defense back on the field. And so, that's what I love about this team is that, and our coaching staff is that we're able to understand the game. We're able to understand what we can do well and capitalize on it. And, we've been fortunate the first 3 weeks that things have worked out. I know when we face adversity coming forward, we got to be able to adjust to that. But, to this point, we've done a really, really good job of working with each other, player-wise, coach-wise, making sure we're all on the same page.
Let me tell you who Riddle and Hawthorne remind me of. Lawrence Maroney and Marion Barber. Them boys, they run the ball, dude. They're hosses. I told Greg they're hosses. And you keep them guys healthy, man, you're going to do some things.
Well, that's what Hawthorne had an 80-yard touchdown run last night, outran everybody. And then we went for it first possession of the second half. We're up 14-0, had gotten the ball out of halftime. We had a 4th and 2, and without really thinking, I told Coach Wells, I said, put the whole package in, let's go for it. And Riddle breaks one for 60 for a touchdown, to start the second half. And, we haven't had that at Ardmore a lot. Had some tough, hard-nosed kids, don't get me wrong, but really hadn't had anybody that could take it the distance at any time. And, those 2 guys do a great job behind the offensive line. And, hey, I'm glad they're on our team,
Now, does both of them run the Wildcat, or is it just Riddle? Because I know I've seen Riddle do it against Clements.
Yeah, Riddle does it right now. We have some options that we work on, in practice. But, right now he's very comfortable calling, because a lot goes into that, calling the snap count, making sure everybody's down, not getting in a hurry, that kind of stuff. So it's not just about standing back there catching the ball and running. There's other things that go along with it. So we have practiced a couple other guys back there doing that. But right now, as long as he's healthy, he's the guy that's going to get those carries.
That's awesome.
Well, senior spotlight. We've done Skylar Jean and Cameron Jarrett so far.
Tavian Cannon. Tavian is a DB receiver for us. He started for us for the last 3 years. He's one of the guys that when we got the job 4 years ago, he was a freshman. He hung out, stuck through all the good and the bad, has really grown up. Matter of fact, last night I told him after the game, I can see him growing before my eyes. Tough, hard-nosed kid, very athletic, very long, good-looking kid, can run, very physical, and has, like I said, he's really matured over the past year to come in to really gel into a leader and a really, really good football player for us. So I love Tavian Cannon. Glad he is an Ardmore Tiger.
Well, Coach, good luck this week. Like you said, get there about 4:30. As soon as the bell rings, the kids get out of school, go on and start tailgating.
I'm ready.
And I know you ain't got to worry about the community showing out, because they'll show up and show out, and they'll be loud. And good luck Friday night. And
I have no idea why Ball don't just let y'all out of school at 12 o'clock to get on and get started.
Hey, call him and let him know this week. Okay?
I sure will. I think that's the best thing that could happen.
No, us coaches, we like things to stay normal.
That's right.
Everything stay through a routine. Let's don't get out of a routine.
There you go, man. Hey, good luck this week. Get you a win, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one.
All right, man. That's Coach Jonathan Snider, Ardmore football coach. They got a big one coming up this week. Tim, any athlete of the week?
Yes. Ella Yarbrough from West Limestone.
Congratulations to Ella.
Picks up a gift card and a Tailgate Talk T-shirt.
Awesome. She can bring Lily and them up here to eat with her.
Oh, they try to get in here on Friday night. And it's packed. Can't already get in here.
I know it. Well, good show today. Tomcat, like we said, down at Auburn, talked to him. I hope he has a safe trip back. Coach, appreciate you coming up here with me. Todd, I hope you get better, and we'll see you next week. And I think that's about it. So for producer extraordinary Tim Lambert, Coach Clint Legg, I am
Roll Tide,
Coach Jay Vassar. Roll Tide as well. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Your roof is the first line of defense for your home. Do you have water stains on your ceiling, paint peeling off your walls, shingles missing? It's probably time for you to get your free roof inspection. Locally owned and operated, licensed, and insured, Yellowhammer Roofing is the Yellowhammer State hometown team. Yellowhammer Roofing. Let our family protect what's most important to you, your family. 256-232-1933 or online at yellowhammerroofing.com.
Home security is not what it used to be. With Secure Connect and smart home integration features, you can unlock your doors and turn off your alarm from your smart home app. No more hiding a key under a rock. Get Secure Connect and live life connected. Call Ardmore Telephone Company at 800-830-9946 to secure your home today.
P4 Therapy is an outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in northern Alabama and southern Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
Takes the snap. He's going to fake the pitch. He's at the 20, the 10.
Can he
He's
get
going to
there?
get a cover.
Yeah.
Touchdown, James Clemens.
Be listening for James Clemens High School football this season as the Jets take on the best in Class 7A competition. You can hear every featured game streamed live online at pasnetwork.net, on your Amazon Echo device by saying, Alexa, open PAS Plus, or on your PAS Plus app, and later on demand. You can also hear the replays Sunday afternoons on WKAC Radio. Join us for exciting coverage of James Clemens Jets football this season from Play Action Sports. You've been listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, live from Applebee's Neighborhood Grill on Highway 72 East in Athens, just off I-65. You can hear the archive of this and other shows online at tailgatetalk.net. Applebee's Tailgate Talk is a production of Play Action Sports on 1080 WKAC.